Hello, everybody. It's 8 p.m. and it's time to go live with a chat with a therapist, Free the Mind UK. My name is Dave Carson. I'm actually a therapist. I do hypnotherapy. I'm also involved with integral eye movement therapy, amongst other change work modalities. And I've got a great guest on tonight in the way of Sabrina Thomas, who's going to be talking about meditation, particularly tailored meditation. So I hope you all enjoy. Before I bring Sabrina in, we are just going to play our intro video. Here we go.
Not sure what therapy to choose? Free the Mind UK presents a chat with a therapist. Join us live for an up-close informal discussion of the various holistic therapies available, helping you make that important choice.
Sabrina, welcome. Thanks for coming on tonight. I'm really excited about this. I love a bit of meditation, and I'm sure I'll learn something new about it during this and everybody else. So how you doing? You good?
Yeah, really good. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Dave. It's good to be here.
Absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Well, Sabrina, it's customary to find out our guest's journey to now, you know, how they got into how you got into meditation and how you ended up doing what you're doing now. So I'll leave it with you.
Cool. Wow. That's quite a big story. So I'll keep it to the meditation, not my life story.
Okay, no worries.
So I was seeking, I had like a bit of discontentment and heartache that I was managing, and I was alone in the world. I was traveling, and it's something I'd been curious about for quite a while, and the way the wonderful universe works led me to a person that was coaching this style of meditation, and he offered some coaching from the gym that I was at, and I was there with my hand up going, pick me,
Hey.
do that. And it was beautiful, and I didn't have any process of unlearning, so I didn't have a practice that I had to pick apart and kind of go, why doesn't that serve me? What's not working there? I was a kind of clean slate to work with, and it helped me just navigate I was in Australia. I literally had no friends. I'd just landed, and it just helped me navigate my inner turmoil and bring more joy and bring more ease and clarity, confidence to step into choices that do serve me. And it really supported my well-being. So through my own experience and getting completely lost, like I had, like we all do, some real lows. And yeah, so it supported me through that. And I decided that I wanted to hold space for other people to find solutions from within rather than looking outside themselves. So I've been meditating in this way for 5 years, and I studied what year are we in? The year before, and been coaching for a couple of years. So I love it. It's great.
It must be great, especially when you see people moving forward with it and finding their own way and benefiting from it.
Yeah, when they come to their own realization, and it's their own words, their own wisdom, their own inner voice or parts speaking to them, and they have that real light bulb, like, oh, that is like, that's what I live for. So great.
Okay. Well, I'm going to ask you a very, very basic question, because there's going to be lots of people watching this that have never meditated before, don't know much about it. So what is meditation? What is it?
Well, there's lots of different practices. And I think in the West, we have a stereotype of what meditation looks like and is. So we'll talk through that first. So
Okay.
I think people kind of usually get drawn to monks on mountaintops. There's cross-legged, there's kind of like this kind of stuff going on, and then there's eyes shut, and there's always silence, and there's waiting for bliss or enlightenment to be rained upon you or erupt. So yeah, am I right in thinking that that might be a stereotype that you have heard?
Yes, I would say so. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, cool. So it's ancient. It's meditation is come from the East, and then the monks have used it to help them or live out a path of renunciation. So they get rid of their name, they get rid of their possessions, they leave their family, and they sit on the mountaintop waiting for this enlightenment or to serve their path. So their practice serves that lifestyle.
Okay.
But meditation is just making space to, this is what I perceive it to be through my studying and through my experience, is making space to cooperate with the genius of life that we are. So we can process and integrate the day or the activities or the experiences we've had recently in our neurology, our nervous system. So we're able to have more space and ease within our stress responses to act appropriately and accordingly to the outer stimulus. And that means that there's more space to receive the joy in life, and so like receive a sunset, to receive a child's laughter, to really enjoy that beer. Because we're not on the treadmill of the to-do list and being in the past experiences or thinking about the future experiences, because we've given ourselves time for that processing and that integration and that.
Does it allow you to be in the moment? I think that's what you're saying. You know, you can enjoy the beer in that moment. So
yes.
Yeah.
But I think it's a different way of achieving being in the moment to maybe what we are led to believe what being in the moment is. So it's through allowing us to be caught up in the treadmill of the to-do list and the previous conversations that maybe you wish you'd said something a bit different, or they were abrasive for you, or your partner, like there's some tensions going on. So by allowing us to be with whatever's calling, we have more space gained through allowing that processing within us.
Okay. So that process that you're talking about, like, is it allowing those things to make themselves known, recognizing them, or sort of accepting them for what they are and then letting them go? Or
so I think so there's another way of, I think that people, or a way of meditating, is detaching from. So it's seeing as something, it's like a thought or a train of thoughts, and like letting it float by and then kind of detaching from it. That's another way of practicing meditation, and putting that accepting lens upon it. This way is through being with something that genuinely brings you pleasure or joy in that moment. And there's thousands of ways that is. There is permission for tensions and for hurts and traumas, be them minor to major, within you to arise, to be tended to. So there's no conscious like picking out unless you want to.
Right.
It's trusting that your body wisdom and your brain wisdom and your consciousness will bring up within you whatever is needing to be met in that moment.
I see. So like in a sense, like a release. I mean, I have this this idea that if if you've had a lot of stress in your life, it all gets compressed and you become like a pressure cooker, you know. So it's in a way allowing that to release itself in a sense.
Yeah. And I think what you just said with the pressure cooker, it can then be expressed physically, which will be where maybe your treatments will come in. So to treat the physical self. So, and we're giving that stress. So it's the stress response comes from the amygdala brain, and it can be, so it's a part of the reptilian brain, and we get held chemically in the stress response in our body. So back in like ancient times, the stressor would have been a saber-toothed tiger, and the responses in the body can be like the heart racing, the breath quickening and shallowing, sweaty palms, so you're ready to slip away or like to fight. And these can all be, the slippery fight. Yeah, oh, sorry.
Don't worry.
So, and they're all expressed physically when we're held in that state. And so the difference now is just the input has become more regular. So we don't have saber-toothed tigers at our door. We have the unanswered email, the text messages on the phone, the being around someone that you don't want to be around can cause these responses. And so the only way for us to drop out of that, so it's in the sympathetic nervous system and into the parasympathetic nervous system, other way around. I've got that wrong way around. Yeah, so parasympathetic is stress, sorry, and into the sympathetic nervous system. So this is where we get cell repair and new neural pathways created when we just drop out of that stress response. And the way we do that is giving ourselves downtime and just time to be and to process and to allow and be with something that usually brings us joy is a good shortcut to that response. Yes,
I know that sounds amazing. I mean, in this day and age, like you said, there's so many stresses, so many potential anxieties floating about. It's just constant. I use when I'm explaining about the amygdala, I'm just going to grab this. I use this. It's brilliant, little kid's toy, right? You know, so the amygdala is like going like this, fight, fight, flight. And when it gets too much, it's like this, and all the chemicals in the body, and crazy, absolutely crazy. So, how do you make this become a habit? Because, like, I know lots of people who I've spoke to regarding meditation, me included, to be fair, my own type of meditation. I just don't do it enough. You know, you get caught up in the stresses of life. Have you got any tips on how to make meditation a habit?
Yes, and you're not alone.
Hey!
So many people like feel that it's a chore, and I've got to make time to go and sit over there and be quiet and like build this. So a big tip is, if it feels like a chore, do something different. But firstly, to start with something that you genuinely like enjoy or want to be with in that moment. So because you arrive as a person to each moment with a different desire, a different need, what do you enjoy doing? What makes you happy? What makes you feel at ease?
Right. Okay. So trying to get this out correctly. Can you make like if for me, for instance, I like playing table tennis, right? Can that could become a meditation, can't it?
Yeah.
Because you absorb yourself in it, in a sense. Is that?
Yeah, totally. So any oh, sorry,
go
on. So any activity that you do that you lose track of time, that's a natural meditation for you. Right. So, and how you want to be with that can be whether you're physically embodying playing table tennis and you just get lost in that moment, because your body is a genius. You don't need to make it do that processing and that integrating. So if you want to have quite a physical meditation and play table tennis, great. rock on with that. And then you may naturally find that through the pull of opposites that you're drawn to have 5-10 minutes at the end of just taking that in, and there's no forcing. It's just like, wow, I really enjoyed that. And you may find that then your body is in your sympathetic nervous system, and you may not even be aware of dropping out of that stress response. But the more time you spend doing this, you'll have that neural reset and nervous system reset regularly.
Sorry, go on.
No, that's all right. And then if you didn't want to physically do it, you could, so say if you're feeling a bit tired, but you have these really great memories of, say, you had this awesome match where you like did these like mad shots, like a backhand, a super spinny thing, and like over here in the
super spinny thing.
Yeah, so I don't play. You can drop into your body, so you'll be in the memory of it. But when you're in the memory, you run through your senses. So what can I feel? What can I see? Is there anything I can taste? And so you have a sense memory of actually playing table tennis, so that when you go within and you enjoy that memory previously, or maybe you're drawing in something that you want to happen, so it's a fantasy, but you're still in your sense body. So yeah, within you, your body doesn't know the difference between actually playing or within the memory. So you'll still get the hormone release within yourself. So there's many ways of approaching the things that you enjoy.
Wow. So I'm guessing this is sort of part of what you do then, which is totally different to what I think most people's idea of meditation is. And most people's idea of meditation is maybe sitting somewhere quietly. They get loads of thoughts coming in their head and they're thinking, oh, I'm not doing it properly. Well, but why isn't there more sort of knowledge about the sort of meditation that you do, which seems to incorporate a lot more things that we do that we enjoy in our lives and make it a meditation? Why do you think that is? Or maybe there is, I just don't know.
No, you're right. So what I speak of isn't a new thing. Before this became in the West, we stereotyped it to be what they do in the East. Before, I don't even know if it was before the monks did it or whatever, but the essence of meditation is listening to the rapture of music, is watching the sunlight dance on the ocean. It's gazing into a fire. It's things that we as humans and primates are naturally drawn to.
I get it.
Like the rapture of making love as well, like being a human. And so part of the teachings that I've studied from Lauren Roche and Camille Maureen, they're my teachers. They're still alive now. They're not gurus. They're people that have lived this, and amongst many other embodied practices. He did a transliteration of the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, which is a 5,000-year-old text, and it's called the 112 Gateways of Wonder and Delight. And they just speak of living in the world and receiving the beauty of the world. So yeah, watching the stars and being.
I love that. I mean, I personally, I love all that. I love, I love taking advantage of those beautiful natural things. It's so important. Definitely. I know we've got quite a few people watching. So if anyone's watching right now, which I know you are, and you've got any questions for Sabrina, I'm sure she'd love to answer them for you. So I just thought I'd put that out there to you lovely people watching this amazing chat we're having.
I've just realized it's gotten really dark. I didn't account for that. Do you want me to put a light on?
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, go on put a light on. It is a bit dark, don't worry, it's fine. So like I said, anyone watching, if you've got any questions, it's always good to get questions, and like I said, Sabrina will answer them for you. It's fascinating. I've already learned so much. about meditation.
There we go. Is that a bit better? There we go.
Hey, look at that.
A little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah. Good old lighting. I've got a little light above my computer that shines.
Yeah, I was going to say, you
Yeah.
look all crisp and smart in your camera.
Hey, so do you, Sabrina. You look amazing. Don't worry about that. Oh, have we got a question? Oh, we have a question, I believe. I find it impossible to meditate and quiet the mind to get any answers. I might need. I have ADHD. So there's our first input, Sabrina.
Well, so let's do the opposite. Let's dive into the noise. Let's not try and quiet the mind and be with something that you genuinely enjoy. So, Sharon, I can't talk to you right now, but let's say that you enjoy taking the dog for a walk or running or being really physical. Moving and being in your body is a way of being with something that you love and allowing your flow of thought, whatever that is. If that's like, oh my God, I get the kids. Oh my God, the dog's chewing something that it shouldn't be chewing. Oh, I haven't cleaned the house. Like, and I've got to pick up my mum tomorrow. Like, to just roll through that big list of the things that are calling at you as you're being in your body. And you may find that, so there's a rhythm in meditation that you're with the things, you're with something that you're enjoying. There may be a beat where you just even a breath, you drop into the relaxing part, and then you're straight into the action. So straight into the to-do list. So knowing that there's this rhythm, so being in your body and then cycling through this, you'll find that your nervous system will lower and you'll reset, just in giving yourself permission to be within your body and to let that flow happen through you. ADHD is welcome in tailored meditation.
Absolutely, Sabrina. Again, it goes back to what I said earlier on with you about, people worry that they can't quiet the mind. And it's quite the opposite, really. You embrace all of that in something you enjoy doing and allow it to do its thing.
Yeah. So right? If you find that you're like, so the key thing is to be with something that you genuinely want to be with, because so say if you're running and then you're running and you're like, oh my God, this is good. I feel like good in my body. I can breathe. And shit, I've got an essay to write. And the house is a mess. Or there's this bill that I've got to pay. And then what was I doing? Oh, I'm running. So if you keep, I don't want to use the word coming back to, because we're not stopping that flow. But when there's a natural pause in your flow of thought, you have a choice to be with what you were thinking of, so that to-do list, or to go, what was I doing? I was being with the thing that I love. Do I want to go back to that, or do I want to carry on with this thing that has arisen within me, calling my attention to be tended to?
I love that, Sabrina. I love it. I'm learning so much tonight. I think I'm going to have a session with you, to be honest.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, I will. I'll have to sort it out with you. It's fascinating. Absolutely. It's opening. I'm sure everyone watching as well, they're getting a different perspective of meditation with what you've been saying. We have another, I don't know if you can see that. I'll get that on there. When I wake up in the morning, it's the best time to get answers. I always thought I need to meditate. Thank you. So
amazing.
Woohoo! Well done, Sharon. Thanks for the question. Anybody else who's got any questions? Fire away. I find. Cool.
Oh, sorry, just on that one, what Sharon pointed on in the morning, it's really great if you can create this bracket of meditation in the day. So start with 5 minutes each end of the day, because you create this habit in your neurology of dropping out of the parasympathetic into the sympathetic nervous system, so into the relaxation. So that's great. Thank you, Sharon, for bringing the timing in. That was awesome.
Perfect, Sharon. Well done, Sharon. Thank you. I was going to say, I like running, Sabrina. I think you like running as well, don't you? Do you like running? Yeah, cool. But I do a couple of laps around, and then I walk around, and I find when I'm walking around with all the trees and all that, I get all the little thoughts coming to my head, but I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. And it's exactly as you said, they're just coming up and just, doing their thing. So yeah,
that's it. See, you're a natural meditator. Everyone is.
absolutely.
You get your own
I
realization.
didn't realize what was going on.
A lot of it. I remind people. So this is why I'm not a teacher. I'm a coach, because I coach in what you naturally already do. I just put a different perspective on it and maybe add in some extra bits. So great.
Yeah, that's amazing. Right. So what sort of problems can this sort of meditation solve or help with?
So all of the ones that are, I think maybe people are already aware of. So reducing stress, it can help with easing and managing anxiety. It can help with sleep issues, get better sleep, can deepen and have healthier relationships, be it personal, like loving relationships or friendships. You get more clarity within your neurology and within your direction in life. So maybe understanding more of who you are. Deeper self-understanding, more confidence to make choices that honor yourself, and to have the clarity to know what they are. And more joy, way more joy.
We love joy. If there was bags of joy coming around here, we'd grab them all.
More naps as well.
Yeah.
And just you thrive in life. Whatever you're seeking, you will find. And it's a little bit different for everyone.
I've got James, good friend of mine, James. I haven't spoke to him for a while. I must give him a call at some point. I'm always busy, James, aren't I? But Strum, he plays the guitar, see.
Yeah.
Sometimes I connect with him on Messenger, and he plays his guitar, knocks out some tunes. It's so nice. I love that. I love live music like that. So that's James. I'm glad, James. I'm sure it is your meditation. Indeed.
That's a wonderful one, because it being creative is a natural flow of letting it out and expressing. So energies that need to move, or stuff that just needs to flow in you, and it has a creative form to be held, to be given as well, and to see it be received. Someone that hears you play.
Absolutely. It's surprising how many people play but never play to anyone.
Oh,
I know, it's sad, isn't it?
All that music.
I know. I know a few people that just are very private with the music, whether it be piano, guitar, or whatever, which is a shame, really, because should be sharing it. Go on.
I was going to say, it's probably really beautiful as well, because they're playing for themselves. So it's a real intimate moment for them with themselves and the instrument. So it's probably a beautiful.
Fantastic. So where about are you based, Sabrina? Because you do your coaching sessions online as well as face-to-face. Is that right?
Yeah. So I'm based in Portsmouth, but work online or face-to-face. Some people feel that the comfort of their home gives them more ease to try meditations that are a bit out of their comfort zone, or they might be in another country where I ain't going to go and get on a plane.
unless they pay for the flight, of course.
Yeah.
I can tell it served you personally really well. I can tell in your energy, you're a free, loving spirit. Yeah.
So it might be quite fun to know what I did before.
Yes, it would actually. It'd be interesting. Come on, fire away. Tell us.
You want to guess? Have I told you already?
No, you haven't. What you did before?
Yeah.
You were an estate agent or something. I don't know. I would have thought you'd be involved in physical activities, maybe like.
Yeah.
Was you really? Yeah. So like a physical trainer or something. When you get.
No.
No.
It was a trade. Do
Oh,
we guess
really?
which trade?
Oh, give us a clue then.
Tools. I don't know if that's...
Go on, you'll have to tell me. I can't work it out.
I was a Sparky, an electrician. For
Oh my God! Of course, forgive me. You did tell me, and I forgot.
Oh, it's great you forgot because we got to do that.
Yeah, we did. That was amazing. Wow, that's interesting. I love that. Yeah, I quite like electrics actually. I'm colorblind though, Sabrina. Wouldn't
they mix up the brown and the grey?
In really old houses where they have different colors, it's like I get a bit.
Oh yeah, no, they changed the colors actually so that people with color blindness had less danger.
Really?
I think I could be totally wrong, but they went from green, red, and blue or black to brown, black, grey. So it's like yeah.
Did you enjoy it then? Was it domestic or was it commercial or?
All of it, just not agricultural. Yeah, industrial, commercial, and domestic. Did my apprenticeship in the UK and then went and worked on the power lines in New Zealand. Wow. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the physical work and the banter, and it had a lot of challenges as well. I welcome those challenges.
No, absolutely. These things help us grow, baby, don't they?
A bit of hindsight, maybe not in that moment.
Exactly. Always the way, isn't it? Always the way. Yeah. So, like I say, my meditations are normally me just sitting in a quiet place. I've got to be honest with you. The place I go to, I don't have a lot of thoughts in my head in everyday life anyway. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's a bit unusual. It seems a bit weird to me, but it seems quite empty a lot of the time. So like when I do my meditations, normally I don't get that many thoughts coming in. I just go to this incredible peaceful place. And when I come out of it, I always feel sort of regenerated. Or if I'm tired, right, and I need stuff to do, I'll do this. Even if it's only 10 minutes. And when I come out, I'm like, oh my God, where's all this energy come from? So, but I'm definitely going to become more aware of incorporating my meditation into the things I enjoy doing.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can bring in more joy then, and whatever you're feeling like you're turning towards or wanting more of, you can bring that in your inner world, in your meditation, or in your outer world if you find that you want to be in your body. But the way you said that you have more energy just through your 10 minutes of peacefulness, it is so that's kind of what meditation can do. Depending on where you go, you fall into a state deeper than sleep in a matter of minutes. So the oxygen uptake is greater, the heart rate slows, and it's really efficient. So that's just touching on this. That's why meditating right before bed can actually be like having a coffee. So
yeah, indeed, not always a good idea. I notice when I do go into that state, I can feel all my facial muscles just dropping down almost. And when I feel that, I know I'm on my way. So it doesn't always go there. Often I'll sit there just quietly, and I've got all the thoughts coming in, and I just acknowledge them, and crack on with them coming in.
Yeah, so that's a good approach. Is to not a good approach. A healthy way to approach meditation is to not seek the end goal of the rejuvenation or the bliss, or I call it the space between spaces. I really love it when I go there, but so if we make ourselves available through being in a state of pleasure or of being with something that we're really feeling called to, whether that's having a nap or listening to some angry music and raging, like something that you really feel that is calling, we're making ourselves available for a meditative state to happen. And then if it happens, usually it happens whether we're aware of it or not, It can just be quite a conscious way of processing. But if the other states do happen, then we're already winning anyway, because we're sort of, yeah, totally.
Bring it on. I like anything to do with extra awareness. You know, it's I mean, awareness to me, going through life, is the key, really, because when you're aware of what's going on, you have the choice. It's when people are running off automatic merry-go-rounds and they're just doing the same old thing because they're not able to stop and see, if you like, if you know what I mean. They're not actually aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
So you know, that's going to be a fantastic byproduct of it.
Yeah.
In your life going forward.
Yeah, the ability to choose what serves you, or what you genuinely want to move towards or step away from. That's a really good point there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So what else can you tell us about meditation, Sabrina?
There's thousands of ways. It's endless. Usually starting with permission to nap, because most adults run with a sleep deficit. So some people may nap for a month or 3 months. That may be their 10, 20-minute meditation. And it's lush. That was, for me, a big meditation. Crying as well, like tears are welcome. If they're knocking at your eyeballs, let them out. Just let them flow. I
actually love it. I think I can't generalize, but I can imagine a lot of men find it difficult to cry. It's probably due to, you know, you got to be a man when you're a young kid, you know, all the impressionable people around you when you're growing up, creating the stereotype sort of thing. But when I do, I love it. It's just the most incredible release. I'm going to have a chat with my subconscious, unconscious, and say, "Come on, let's let the tears flow a bit more."
Yeah,
fantastic feeling.
Yeah, it really is, and it's a release. It's a little packet of energy that is not held within you, so then it doesn't manifest in another way. It needs to be moved with. So that's usually what. Oh, Han said this is a side tangent. I'm just about to go on.
We do digressing, Sabrina.
So desires, in whatever form that they arise in, be it the desire for a person, desire for a certain situation, or a longing in your heart to be like in a loving relationship, or to be on holiday, or even if it's just to have a nice car. The word desire, it comes from the Latin decidere, which is one's star, and to follow one. So one star, own star. Decidere, one's so one's own star, and to follow your desire. It basically means that you're following yourself to home, to living in a state that is truest to you. So your desires, when they arise within you, like, they're great. They're little signposts for follow this and do this, and and it's a little packet of energy again to be met. It's like a gift from your inner wisdom, not just your cerebral wisdom. You've got your heart, you've got your gut, your perineum. There's lots of things that speak to us in through our bodies. So that's desires. Desires are great, and if they can't be met, you can meet them in your inner world, because in is infinite.
Yeah, and it's as real. Like you were saying before, if you imagine something, it's the brain can't differentiate between whether it's real or not. So it's like, I was going to ask you, right? Which I'm intrigued to hear what you say about it. But education, children, schools. Why do you think this sort of the meditation isn't being taught? And it probably is in some schools. Don't get me wrong, but I'm guessing majority of schools it's not taught. And the difference it could make on the children being so impressionable, and they are the future kids, that are going to probably have more stresses than what we have at the minute going into the future. Why do you think they don't teach it at schools? I know they probably do in some schools, but why do you think it's Why is it not more taught, if you see what I mean?
So I think that's a bit of a big
or should I have said, do you think it should be taught in school?
Yeah, so I think why it's not being taught is a bit political.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
Maybe the way that the world is trying to be shaped or is shaped.
Yes,
but
indeed, yeah. I know where you're coming from.
I won't dive into that.
The old rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I'll come back out.
I'll put the tin hat out.
It's true, though. It is true. It's like, the more aware you become, the more you go within yourself, the more you see what's going on out in the world and the way things are being directed and how people are suckered into it in some respects.
It's conditioning.
It is conditioning. Yeah.
This actually kind of threads into what it's helped me with, and I've seen it help other people, is to sift through the conditioning. So the societal kind of labels that we're subjected to from birth right to whatever age we are now. At this age, you're meant to have, so at 30, I'm meant to have a car, I'm meant to be engaged, I'm meant to have a dog, I'm meant to be getting pregnant, or like you're, as a male, you're meant to look a certain way and have a certain paycheck, and you're meant to be a breadwinner. And then at 50, you're meant to have had your career, and like, so all
your house.
Like, and then
the pensions.
Like ready to cruise into an amazing retirement. So all of these. Oh, you go.
No, I was going to say, I think I don't think that's happening for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Exactly,
but that will cause like a separation within if we're not aware that these ideals are not our own, and these ideals get really deep within our belief system because we're subject to them from birth. So this way of meditating helps us like learn to understand what is someone else's, or what where that voice has come into my sacred inner being, like where my truth and my honesty and where tenderness can begin to flourish. Where that's come from, and do I want that in there anymore, and I can let that go, or drop kick it out the door if you're going to it.
It's interesting because I had a bit of an epiphany about 30 years ago, when in a moment I realized this is only my truth, but this epiphany showed me that everything that I see and everything I live in is illusionary. It's just a massive energy doing this beautiful dance. And all my friends at that time, because even The Secret hadn't come out then, like them sort of films that give people a fundamental understanding of energy and stuff like that. And they thought I was raving mad. But I have to say, it's really saved me. So now, whatever happens in my life, it doesn't really matter. I'll do my best. And what I can't control, it's going to happen anyway. I was on TikTok the other day, actually. It was a guy really rubbishing the idea of the illusion. So I thought, well, I'm going to engage in a conversation. Right. And I said, it's okay for you to say that. Please be aware that there are people who have this concept, and it's really helped them, me being one, So. But yeah, it's. I think because I've been into it for so long, it's become part of me now. If you see what I mean, without me sort of realizing.
It's part of your belief system. It's ready.
Yeah, it's become sort of concreted in. Don't get me wrong, I get stressed out, obviously. Normally when I'm driving, I had another guest on a while ago, and I was saying to them, this is how I release my stress. And it was like, well, actually, it's there's lots of chemicals being released in my body when I'm doing that. So it's not that great
rage on.
Yeah, my amygdala's what is it? My amygdala's like that. So I have calmed it down a lot. But generally, quite balanced, I think. But
so
other people would disagree.
Well, balance as well. Something that I've learned through being meditating in this way and learning to touch on that is often people think it's like being in the center point. It's this real linear kind of, I am aware, I don't tip too far this way or that way. As another way of looking at balance, which has served me and all of like my personality and my emotional expression and diversity is, so to picture a hummingbird, when they fly and hover, their wings actually do a figure of 8. Ooh, there we go. So although they look like they're staying still, they're actually oscillating from one way to another. So that can be the flow of balance, can be flowing into maybe anger and rage, and then through the center point, only for a beat.
Yes, of course.
And then into kind of love and tenderness, and then flowing again into rigidity, and then disorganized chaos, or running in stillness. Like the complements of opposites exist everywhere in life, and that flow and giving yourself permission to jump into either side without like shaming yourself or judging yourself, this is where the skill comes in. And then this is when we create this space within ourselves that is free of judgment, is free of other people's ideals, where our inner wisdom can speak, and then we're able to hear it, and then we're able to have the confidence to enact it in real life. And then this is when we live in our true selves.
No, absolutely. Everyone should be living in their true selves.
And don't should upon people. That word.
Hey!
Should. Let's have a look at that.
Mention something here. Desire is a goal, expectation is a letdown if not reached.
So desire is seeking a goal. Expectation is a letdown if not reached.
Can be, and I guess it depends on the individual, maybe. Yeah, if you're balanced enough to expect something that doesn't happen, and you're like, oh well, it is what it is. Then being the operative words, it is what it is. Then maybe not. But for most people, expectation when it doesn't come to fruition can be a bit of a bum.
But so there's another way, or so firstly, feeling let down and it being a bummer, as you just said, it's okay. We're not designed to be happy all the time.
Yes,
certainly. And then also, if you've set these goals to reach your desire and you haven't got it, that's a way of seeing how much you really do want it. And the letdown is comparable to how much you want it.
Yeah.
So there's that flow of, and if you really want it, the goals are the way, the stepping stones maybe need looking at, or maybe you need more, or your body speaking to you through your emotions.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And I think if you're of sound body and mind, physically, there's not many goals you can't achieve. As human beings, we're incredible. I like my favorite saying is, we are all beautiful manifestations of existence, capable of much.
Nice. I just say you're magic, with usually a swear word in the middle, because I like that.
Oh yeah, you can swear, don't worry.
Okay, you're fucking magic.
Hey! Rock and roll. I like that, actually. I might have to start using that one. I love it. I often use that in my therapy. I say to, because like a lot of people, they don't realize that they're incredible. Most people don't even know what's happening when they're moving their arm and the processes that go on within the body. It's just incredible.
Yeah,
it blows my mind. And I'm thinking, well, how can I think I'm like worthless when I'm in this incredible physical machine that's like doing all these incredible things I'm not even aware of, So,
it's magic.
It is magic. Thank you for that, James. That was really cool. Yeah. Anyone else got any more questions?
Well, whilst we're waiting, should we touch upon why it's not in schools? Because
yes, we digressed, didn't we?
Yeah, why we're shoulding.
Yeah, it should be and all.
It's a very important word. Maybe it is important because it needs to be there. And within the few people that I know, there is a movement to help children manage anxiety and manage stress, even so especially teenagers, because there's so much social media that all of these ideals and what people should look like and what they have, they're just pummeled with, like visually or whatever, each day. But even younger children as well are feeling these effects. And kids are great if you get them talking about what they love, like the enthusiasm and the unadulterated energy that just rockets out of them is just a beauty to like behold. And you just kind of want to fuel that fire of excitement and delight and wonder.
It's that thing that gets conditioned out of us as we get older. With, with the world. And really, we probably would be like that, even at 60 years old or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
So we bring this back in again. This is in meditation. So letting yourself be curious, letting yourself wonder. Like if something's capturing your attention, be it like a raindrop falling down the window, give yourself.
I was going to go into song then. Sorry, I've just interrupted you. Sorry. Raindrops are falling on my... Anyway, go on. Sorry, I totally messed it up. Sorry.
And just giving yourself, like even just for a beat, like just to like receive or perceive that moment, and then next time it happens again you might have a beat longer, and you'll just naturally have this thread of awareness flow through your life where you receive and perceive more joy in the world and more beauty that is natural for you just to be alive and to have your faculties to be a human being.
Absolutely. For me, it's a joy to be alive, and I go through my fair share of trials and tribulations, but they're all the things that make you the person you are. I would never change one aspect of my life because it's brought me to this moment now. Obviously, there are people who are, you could say, more unfortunate right now, but they can move out of that and be in a beautiful space within themselves. It's possible.
Yeah, for sure. And life does beat us up. I like the saying, it's helped me through some of my rough times. We're never given a bag that we can't carry. And I know in those moments of carrying that bag, you're like, I'm going to break soon. But usually we always make it out the other side, and with a lot of gifts, a lot of gold.
Yeah, I don't. Have you ever heard of David Goggins? David Goggins. No. He's a crazy guy. He does like 100-mile marathons, and he talks about pain. He says pain's fantastic. Pain's an amazing motivator, and he really welcomes it. And he says, when you, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said, when you give up, you've still got about 30-40% more left.
Yeah,
all in the head.
Yeah,
you should check him out, Sabrina. You might find him interesting.
Yeah, thank you.
He's a bit of an animal, but
cool.
He's one of those people. He's he just talks some good stuff. It
nice.
What he said. Again, it's about embracing pain, really.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of people run away from pain. Like we were saying earlier on, sometimes we have to, take.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, and in breaking apart, be it psychologically, physically, there's some kind of teaching there, be it to let something go or to,
I always get into trouble for this, Sabrina, but I believe, and if anyone wants to give me any large on it, I don't really care, but it is what it is. Whatever's happening in life, however bad it is, however good it is, there's something in there that can help you in some way. I always, that saying, there's what is it, shiny cloud? I can't remember it now.
Silver
lining. That's every cloud has a silver lining.
Oh, I like that.
I truly believe that. I really do. So when people are really suffering, there is my truth is there's some goodness in there that you can get out of it, definitely.
But to bring in the tenderness, to be kind with yourself, that if you can't see it in that moment, months later, years later, and to give yourself permission to feel the hurt, to feel the disappointment, to feel the rage, like to feel the expanse of the humanity and like the emotional context that you're allowed to feel. You don't always have to be happy and search for that silver lining. Like you can just sit in the shit and it can be really shit.
And you're right, it's often afterwards, isn't it? You know, it's like years down the road or whatever, when you you realize time is incredible. It's like I say to people, look, this is what's bothering you now. In 10 years' time, you probably won't even give it a second thought. And I also say to them, one day you're going to die. And when you die, it's all meaningless. It's pointless because, like, you've left the physical body, you've left everything behind, you know, life is definitely too short. You've got to try and enjoy it as much as you can.
Yeah.
Got to be miserable and negative, and there's ways around it, like with your meditation, like therapy, whatever. You know?
Yeah, I think when you just with the miserable and like being stuck in a rut, I think it's because sometimes people don't really let themselves be, like, feel the expanse that emotion is calling within them. So it kind of keeps knocking. It needs them to go a bit deeper. It needs them to feel into that or express that a bit more. So touching on quickly how you said that guy was an animal, can't remember his name. Sorry.
David Goggins.
Goggins. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Double G.
One of those bad boys, isn't it? So for him being an animal, like meditation can be animalistic. You can go and do martial arts. You can go and rage in your inner world. You can like be something within yourself that you would never want to be in the outer world, but you have permission to feel it in here, or to express it, or to move with it, or to fantasize with it. Because when you give yourself that real permission to dive right into like the depths of that dark place, you give yourself, like, it's transmuted, that it doesn't hold within you, it doesn't have a grip on you, that emotion. So when you're out in your physical self and reality, or out here in the outer world, you can act appropriately, because there's not this like dark space within you that's kind of knocking at you, because you're not letting yourself destroy the world in your inner world if you needed to, if you just feel that much rage there, or hurt, or disappointment.
If you feel that, go and see Sabrina. She'll help you out with that. What was I going to say? Sabrina, as well as doing tailored meditation, you're also involved in art as well. That's correct.
Yes. Yeah.
And is it actual art? Is it photography particularly, or is it paintings or drawings?
So I do portraits from photos, and I do and I also do photography as well from my travels. That's not something that's just a love, but the portraits I do is commissions for people. I have a bit of a knack for capturing the life in people.
Wow. I have to admit, I did see, I wasn't sure if it was your Facebook page, because for a brief moment I thought it was photography, but there was some great pictures on there. So anyone watching now, and people that are going to be watching this, that, you know, afterwards, because it's going to be recorded.
So hang on, it's got a T in it. It's JT Photography. Sorry, completely spoke over you.
That's cool. Don't worry about that. I'm going to change it right now. JT, easily done. Look at that. Hey, let's show it. Why isn't it on? Okay, I've done it right now. It's gone.
Oh no. Yes.
Photography.
Thank
there
you.
Go. Yeah, no, absolutely. You got to check it out. The drawings and that are incredible. Really, really good. I was very impressed when I was looking at them earlier on. So
thank you.
And at first I didn't think it was you. I thought it was somebody else. It's, Sabrina, and I was like, I'm sure she does photography.
Yeah,
I do. It's improving every day in every way.
Nice. There you go.
So if anyone wants to check out Sabrina's Instagram account, there it is on there. Make a note of that. We've got a Facebook coaching account.
Yeah.
And we've also got her website. So
that has more on it than the Facebook.
Pardon?
So the website's a better space to go to for information.
For the tailored meditation.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Sabrina, I think that's a wrap, darling.
There we go. What kind of wrapper is it?
Whatever you want, darling. Whatever you want. But I've really enjoyed this. It's been amazing. Really, really good. And thanks for sharing that information. So if anyone wants to delve deeper into tailored meditation, contact Sabrina on her website. She can do it online, wherever you are in the world. It doesn't matter. It's a great thing to do online, actually. So that's really cool. It's going to work really well. And that's it, Sabrina.
Thank you.
We're done. Thanks for coming on.
Amazing.
It's been an absolute joy.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a recording of this so you can put it wherever you want. I'll make a recording for you of the talk so you can use it, whatever.
Okay.
So I'm going to. I'd like you to stay on for a minute once I go off live, Sabrina. So everyone that's watching, thanks for watching. I hope you really enjoyed it. I found it fascinating. I had a good chat with Sabrina. I really enjoyed it. Don't forget to check her out. It'll be well worth it. And if you're watching the recorded version, or people that are watching now haven't subscribed to the Freedom Mind UK YouTube channel, then please do, because it always helps somewhat. Indeed. But thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. And we will see you next week with Kate May, who often comes on as my co-host. She's actually going to be having a chat with us next week. And she's going to be talking about what she does, so which is actually coaching, hypnotherapy, NLP, and a bit of integral eye movement stuff. Fascinating stuff. So thank you, everybody. See you next week. Bye.
Thank you.
Woohoo.